is our Black-owned business pitch competition, where we bring Black-owned businesses that you might not have heard of otherwise, so they can get a chance to pitch you on how great they are. And I'm joined by my extraordinary and awesome and amazing, smart, lovely host, Miss Lene Javette, CEO and founder of Upscale Noir. How you doing today, Lene?
I am good. I'm super happy. I have never looked forward to Mondays like I do now.
Yeah. Mondays are cool now, right? They used to suck, but now they're great. Yeah. I'll tell you what, this is really fun for me because I love supporting Black-owned businesses. And I think it's really important that we do what we can. I mean, the thing is, everybody always talks about improving the community and what we can do and everything else, but it's like, what are we doing? What can we do right now to make it happen? So Life's a Pitch was something that, we came up with, where we said, businesses need advertising, they need customers, they need support. So in a quest for that, that's what led us to create this show. So Lene, can you speak a little bit about what we have in store for people today?
Yes. Well, of course, pitches. I always want to say something crazy like pitches get snitches or snitches get pitches. Bitches get pitches. I don't know. Anyways.
Snitches get pitches, fool.
Well, we are doing this literally because we want to help Black-owned businesses be better, do better, look better. What we're going to see today are 3 Black-owned businesses. We're going to hear them pitch their business so that we can help them by giving them a constructive feedback. Positive feedback, even when we have to say something that's not good or we have to, veer them in a different direction, we're doing it out of love. And I say that because a lot of times people will hold on to their baby or they'll hold on to their business because they don't want you to pick it apart or be mean or be rude or say that it's ugly. But if people who love you don't tell you where you're falling short in your business, you will literally be out in the streets looking crazy, right? And we don't want your business to look crazy. We don't want your business to fall into what they call the, quote unquote, stereotypical Black-owned business. We want to make sure that our businesses are out here looking good, operating good customer service. We understand what your business is, what you do. And there's more to it than just that, right? We want your business to have a good product, to have good service. There's a lot of things that we want your business to have. But for what we do here, we are talking about your pitch. How are you communicating your business to your clients and your customers so that they understand it, so that they can know to buy from you, so that they can identify you, you're using the right words, your target market understands it. That's what we're doing through Life's a Pitch. Really just helping Black-owned businesses get very clear about the pitches that they're communicating with the community. Now, I say all that to say this. In doing this show, I have had to go back and rewrite my own pitch. I'm sitting here and I'm like, you know what? My pitch could use a little dusted off. My pitch is good, but I've been doing this for a while. And so I literally hired someone this week to help me rewrite my pitch. I was like, I need to upgrade my pitch. Even just doing this has made me go back and be like, my pitch needs to be even better. And so I say that to say, even when you think you've got it, even when it's good, even when you're making money, even when you have clients and you're coaching and you're living in you're living in the life that you've manifested, you can still go back and update your pitch. You can still go back and take your pitch to the next level. I don't want people to think like we are coming down on them or discounting them or making them feel like their pitch isn't any good. It doesn't matter what level you're on. You can always dust your pitch off. Okay. So I just wanted to say that for anybody who tunes in and feels like, woe is me, or I can't do this, or I can't be on the show. You absolutely can. All we're doing is helping you. And literally being here has helped me to be like, you know what? I'm ready to 5-star my pitch. I want my pitch to be through the roof. So, this was for everybody.
Yeah, well, and I agree with you. I think it's a matter of saying, are we going to really do this or are we not? We talk about, let me ask everybody in the chat, how many of you believe that Black people are as good as white people? Give me a yes or no in the chat. Because if you don't believe this, if you don't put yes in the chat, then I want to invite you to leave because we don't want any white supremacists in the building, even if you're Black. How many of you believe that Black people are as good as anybody else? Give me a yes or no in the chat. This ain't even just about white people. It's about our community, right? Black business is Black love. Black economics is Black power, right? So give me a yes or no in the chat. Let's consciously answer this question, right? So most of us are not white supremacists. If you said no in the chat, then I will invite you to leave. I will remove you myself. So don't be in here joking or nothing, because I might get rid of you, because we're not doing that here. We believe in Black love, Black power, Black excellence. And the thing about excellence is that excellence is an ongoing process. Excellence is a lifestyle. Excellence is a choice. Excellence is a culture. So what we have to do right now is we have to create a culture of excellence, a culture of winning. And so that means that you're going to fail a lot. The biggest winners are the biggest failures. To be a winner, you got to be willing to be a loser until you can become a winner. A bit of the best winners are the ones who are always tweaking, always getting better. So when we bring the businesses in, some of these pitches, are not going to be perfect. Some of these pitches are going to be whack, right? But that's okay. That's how you learn how to do a perfect pitch. Is you got to do a couple of whack ones, or you got to look at a couple of whack ones, and then you get better. Do you understand? Do we get it? Are you following what I'm saying? Give me something. Say something in the chat. Show me some love so we can understand where we're at here and why we're doing this. We're not just doing this because we're trying to host a show. We're doing this because we're thinking if Black businesses don't get promotion and support, then Black businesses can't grow. We can't conquer the future by building industry. We want billion-dollar companies in our community. Billion-dollar. Everybody type the word billion. I want you to visualize that. I know you only think that white people are the only ones who can do it, or the Japanese people can do it and you can't, or Arab people can do it and you can't, but that's not true. So type the word billion in the chat. That's what we're starting the process, so that some of our kids, one of our children, is going to build that billion-dollar company. So and it all starts with a pitch. That's what it starts with with building a little business and being able to pitch that sucker and getting other people to buy into the dream, so that you can manifest it with the help of others who've also bought into the dream, because you pitched it so well that you've drawn a picture perfect. You pitched the picture to them that they can see. All right. So do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. Also, if you want to watch us, we do this every Monday night at 8 o'clock on financialjuneteenth.tv.com. Make sure you subscribe at financialjuneteenth.tv.com. It's all things Black wealth, all things Black economics, all things Black liberation. Now, if you want to get on the list, or you want to be on the email list when we do a shout out for people that we're looking for to pitch on the show, here's a URL you can go to. There's allblackeconomics.com or the allblackagenda.com. On the allblackagenda.com, you will find elements of a Black agenda that you can implement in your house right now, tomorrow, with a lot of free resources. And there is a little link where you get a free copy of my book, Black American Money. And you also will be on the email list, so that when we reach out and say we're looking for people that want to pitch, you can be on that list. You may not be ready, though. Some of you may be entrepreneurs. Some of you may be wantrepreneurs, meaning that you want to be an entrepreneur, but that's okay. Every entrepreneur used to be a wantrepreneur. It all starts somewhere, okay? So let's jump into this conversation. Let's jump in. So, Lene, any final thoughts before we jump to the first pitch?
No, I'm excited to see these pitches. I will have to say that I feel, anyways, every week we're getting better and better. Like every week, I feel like the pitches are getting better. And you know what? I think I'm going to see what week this is, but I think I'm going to go back personally and reach out to all of our number ones and see how business has been for them, so I can give us a report next week and say, how is your business done? Because I know. I believe the Ziggy and Tootie last week, I think they did pretty good. I think people ordered from them and got some cookies and some cakes and stuff. So
Tootie cakes.
I'm gonna take it on myself to go back and touch base with some of our stars and see how being on Life's a Pitch has, improved or changed or benefited them.
Yes, Lord. Tootie cakes, the cutest little girls ever. And they came in and literally robbed all of us of our money because they were so adorable. They don't need no gun to rob a bank. They just got to come in there smiling. And they did the best pitch ever. And you could tell that their parents prepared them. And that's an important thing that parents should understand, is that your kids are a product of you. So if your baby can twerk like like Cardi B at the age of 5, then you got to look at the mom and look at the daddy and say, why's your baby twerking? Your baby should be reading, right? And also, if your child is doing a perfect business pitch or they understand stock market investing at the age of 8, then you look at the parents for that too. And you say, okay, that's good. Their children are a product of their parents. So make sure that you think about that as you raise your kids. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull up the first pitch. I'm going to try to share my screen. Hopefully it'll work and it doesn't give us any issues. So give me a second here. Let me share the screen. I'm bad with the technology and everything, but I'm going to do my best. All right, so here is Vernell Edwards. She's a health and life coach, it looks like. So let's see here. There she is. You see on the screen, Lene?
Yes, sir.
All right, so here we go. Here's Miss Vernell. Let me turn her up and action.
Hi, my name is Vernell Edwards, and I'm the owner of Black Women's Health and Life Coach Services. Over 15 years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer and was able to successfully eradicate it without the need for surgery, radiation, or chemo, using essential oils and all holistic health measures. I teach other women to live healthy and to live their most optimal life, both physically, mentally, and spiritually. Most recently, I was laid off from 2 jobs, but I had the great opportunity to join an online course creation class. And I just completed my first online course entitled 5 Milestones to the Transformed You, where I take my 20 plus years of knowledge as a health coach, as well as an aerobic instructor, and also as a spiritual person who leads others in growing their optimal strength within them. And I have culminated all of that into a course and into 5 milestones to help people get over their challenges and live their best possible life outcomes. The course launched on October 3rd, and currently I have 5 students, and I'm looking forward to building the course and continuing this journey of helping others. Thank you.
All right. So, Miss Lene, first of all, give the sister a digital round of applause for having the courage to come out here in front of everybody. Lene, what say you?
So, Judy Lucas says too long. She went off topic. I don't think she went off topic, and I don't think it was too long. Actually, I think it was only 1 minute and 7 seconds. So she was well within her time. So let me start out with the good stuff. First of all, she's a beautiful sister, and let me give you her a shout out for self-treating herself, self-treating her body, and not having to turn to medication to do it, and being a survivor. So let's just put that out there from a healthy perspective off the jump. A lot of times I hear that as Black people, we have the elements within ourselves to heal ourselves. Now, let me say that. Let me say this too. There are times when you need medication. There are times when you need chemo. Let me make sure I say that. But I love it when people take the onness of themselves to say, let me change some of my own personal habits before going on to medicine. Okay, so let me say that. So she gave her name. She talked about the business. She gave her diagnosis to let you know why she's starting this business and how she got here. She told you that she was successful in treating her diagnosis without surgery. She told you how she did it through essential oils. All of those things to me are good. That's leading that story. She draws you in like, oh, you did that? Let me see how you did it. Especially if you're going through that, or you know somebody who's going through that and that they want to take the natural path. So she did a really good job of that. And then she also dropped her 20 plus years of knowledge, which is good, because if I'm coming to somebody to get treated for something, I want to know that you have some knowledge in this thing, right? So I know that you've been successful, but what do you have any knowledge? She says she was a health coach, a wellness coach. All of that stuff to me was good off the bat. Now, where I think we could have did a little bit better is you don't have to tell people that you were laid off unless you want to, because I believe the hero's journey or the hero story, you're supposed to do a dip in your story. So you're kind of supposed to say, you're supposed to tell how you came back. So if you want to talk about being laid off, that's cool. But then don't follow it up with, I just created this online course, because now we know you have the 20 years of experience, but you're kind of letting us know this is your first time doing this, which, depending on who you're talking to, they may be like, this is your first time. Let's wait till you get a little bit more classes under your belt. Not everybody, but somebody may feel that way. The other thing is when you're talking about creating a course or class or program, you don't have to say that I just started, but definitely don't come back with I only have 5 students, please join. No, you want to say something like, I'm just launching my program and my program is waiting for you. We're just getting started and we're looking for new attendees so that we can get this thing. Like, you want to hype it up, not I just have 5 students. You know what I'm saying? So just bring a little bit more energy into that and hype it up, as opposed to highlighting that you only have 5 students and that you just built the course. It's okay to be a first-time course builder, but then you want to highlight other things about the course, right? Because some people, not all people, but some people, they want to know that you have experience. They want to know that you've taught this before. They want to know some testimonials. They want to know who took the course. Is it a good course? Why should I give my money? So, and the very last thing was there was no website. No contact details. Like, I was waiting, like, okay, she's going to tell me how to contact her. She's going to tell me how to contact her. She's going to give an email. She's going to give a website. Nothing. So, only things. But again, opening was great. Dropping the knowledge was great. The business, the diagnosis, she did a great job of those things, but you just want to come in and close the deal and end on a high note about your program. How is it going to change people's lives? Why they should take it? This is my first time teaching this class. I'm super excited. I'm going to give you everything I have. You're going to walk away with blah, 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 blah. Please join me. You can go to www.badabingbadaboom.com and we can be on this journey together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sell me.
Well, I like that. I like what you just said. And I felt like I think it's always great when people pitch after they've seen other people pitch, and then they kind of eliminate a lot of the things we brought up in the past. And I think she did a good job of that, right? I wouldn't be surprised if she was a watcher of the show and saw, because some of the first pitches were a little bit, a little rough. We had some work to do, but so I like that. It looked like she was really well prepared and very professional. Like, when I saw her, I saw professionalism. I also, she instantly let me know who it was for. She said Black women's da da da. Now, I think you always got to remember, like, there's an up and a down to saying Black in your business, right? Like, I say Black in my business, but I thought about it consciously, right? Because I wanted to constrain myself. And the thing is, I did constrain myself, right? There's a lot of people that walk away instantly because they see the word Black, but I kind of want that, right? Like, I don't want everybody in the space, because we're trying to do some pure stuff here. Now, if I was doing something like I don't know, that didn't require like a deep commitment to Blackness, I might not use that word, right, in my title, right? So I'm thinking, for example, if you have a group for Black women, maybe you could call it a women's group. And, if you're not offended if somebody comes in and they're not Black, it kind of comes down to how deeply connected you are to Blackness and how necessary it is, right? Like, if I'm selling peanut butter, it ain't got to be Black peanut butter. You know what I mean? It could be Boyce's peanut butter, right? But if I'm talking about, Black wealth and the racial wealth gap, well, that's got to be Black. That's just by definition. So I like the fact that she identified the brand. But remember, every time you identify your brand a little more, you're drilling deeper, right? And which means you can't go as broad. So you better be deep, because if you're shallow and narrow, then you're not going to win. So you got to either be deep and narrow, or shallow and broad. But one of those things has to work. The other thing is, I like the way she told her brand story. I like the way she talked about her experience and how she got here. I was really caught up with that. I agree with you. I didn't really necessarily need the second story, the part about being laid off. I think maybe you can save that for class, right? And I think Les Brown used to say that every story should have a point. Every point should have a story. So when I heard the story about the layoff part, I was like, what's the point? I didn't get the point. Maybe there was a point, and maybe she gave the point, but in the pitch, I didn't catch the point. Right. And also I definitely was like, okay, how do I support this business? Right. There was no call to action. There was nothing where she's saying, oh, yeah, if you love this, here's what you can do now. You have to tell people what you got going on. You got to, it reminds me how stupid I was when I first met Alicia. We got along really well and had a great conversation, but I never made a pitch. I never said, hey, would you like to go out with me? Right. And so sometimes in business, I think we can stick ourselves in the friend zone by basically showing people how great our business is, but we never make the pitch. We never say, hey, over here, if you're interested, you know, you can sign up here, right? So so that part was missing. I don't remember. Maybe she mentioned the URL, but I just didn't catch it, which means she might as well not said it because I didn't hear it, right? And then there's also somebody mentioned that maybe toward the end she went a little bit off topic. It's funny. It's like she did a great job of staying within the 90-second limit. Just so you guys know, when you submit your pitches, make sure they're 90 seconds or less, so we can't consider it. She gave extra time, but it was almost like she kind of went into areas that weren't totally connected to what she was trying to, you know, get us to do. And then also, I'm not gonna lie, tell the truth. I saw that dresser and I was like, maybe you should, if you're gonna do a video pitch, think about what's behind you, right? You know, because I mean, then again, who am I? Maybe I can be criticized because I got like this water bottle behind me and everything else, but I do have the Black Business School behind me, right? Lene has things behind her that identify who she is as a brand. So always think about what's around you and what's behind you, because when people are watching you on a video, their brains get bored and they start looking around your house, right? So if you're standing in front of a dresser, it does look a little bit awkward. So maybe standing in front of, you know, even a blank wall might be better, but actually something that has a little character and a little flavor, I think could be good, because most communication is actually nonverbal. Most communication we give it is not coming out of our mouth. Lene, any final thoughts on Miss Vernell Edwards?
Yeah, so you know, I think because you speak and I speak, we're both speakers, right? I mean, so to your point with Les Brown, there should be a point to every story, and the story should have a point. I think what she did with the layoff piece was she was trying to tie into why she started her business or how she became an entrepreneur. I got laid off. That's why I started this business. But it needs to be a complete thought. And it needs to be a complete thought. Two, it doesn't belong in your pitch. So that's kind of when you're telling your story or you're in front of your classroom or you're talking about why you started a business, you talk about how you got here. But when you're pitching your business, you don't want to talk about how you got here from the employment standpoint. You told it in your brand story. You were diagnosed with something and you were able to heal yourself successfully. That's the piece that people care about, not that you were laid off. The other thing was, if she had a CTA, she probably would have given a URL. So you want to be thinking about that. If you hit all of the points, you won't miss anything. So she missed the URL and giving out her website because she didn't have a CTA. If she had a CTA, it would have been, please make sure you go to my website. Please make sure you.
Maybe you can tell everybody what. Maybe you can tell everybody what a CTA is.
Oh, so your CTA is a call to.
Am I connected? Did I lose you?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Ollie, Opsy free. Can you guys hear me? Did we lose boys? Or did you lose me? All right, here he comes. And you're back.
I have a 17-year-old in the other room who plays video games on the Wi-Fi. So it becomes, you know, go ahead, please.
Okay, I just want to make sure, you know, I was about to start doing, you know, dancing and whatnot, like make sure everybody was good. Okay. So a CTA is a call to action. So whenever you are on somebody's, so a call to action is basically the call that an entrepreneur or business owner, whoever is speaking, puts out to make an individual take action. That can be verbally saying, go sponsor me, go buy, go find, go to my website, hit the thumbs up, which is a great time to do it right now. If you're watching this video and you're enjoying it, hit the thumbs up. That was a call to action right there. That's literally the person who's speaking calling you to take action. On a website, you'll see it with the buy now, purchase here, learn more. Those are what we call to actions or CTAs. Yeah,
and I think that's really important. I mean, I think a lot of times I know in the beginning when I first started trying to do business, I didn't like making pitches and calls to action and all that stuff. I felt like it was invasive and intrusive, and then I realized that most people are not offended if you make an offer. You know, I'm not kidding. Like, I really wish I'd known this in high school when it came to talking to girls, because I didn't realize, like, if you told a girl she was pretty, she would be flattered. I was always, it was that fear of rejection. Let's just be honest. Let's be transparent here. Like, we all have that fear of rejection, and the thing I learned about that rejection is you don't have to necessarily see it as rejection. The thing that you're offering may not be a fit, and as long as you're polite about it, you're not, just invading somebody's space and getting on their nerves, then most people are going to be okay with you making an offer to them. Now, there are some people, though, who have a different sales philosophy. They just believe in, just hounding people to death and driving them crazy and all that. And maybe those people get more results. But I don't think that's ethical business, right? I think that, if people don't want to be sold to, then back off a little bit, but let them know what you have going on. Like, everybody in here that has a business, give me a yes or no in here if you have a business or if you're planning to start one. Give me a yes or no. Everybody in here who either has a business or is planning to start one, raise your hand, say something in the chat, say yes in the chat. Okay, so all of you that have a business, one of the things I'd like for you to do is to make sure that everybody that follows you on social media is aware that of what you're doing. Right. You don't have to be overbearing, right? You don't have to be obnoxious. Like, in fact, I mean, honestly, I think I'm a little obnoxious sometimes. I know I am, especially when I get passionate about something, it's politics or whatever, but I don't care. The people that are for me are the people who actually like that part of who I am. But I don't encourage that. I would just say, at the very least, make sure that everybody knows what you got going on. Like if your cousin that you talk to twice a week has no idea that you started a business, that means you're not marketing enough. You haven't done enough to let people know what's going on. So, Lene, shall we move on?
Yes. And then I'm going to say this really, really quickly, because you hit on something and I can't press upon this enough. And I don't even know if this is the right time to have this conversation, but you opened the door, so I'm going to walk through it. Networking.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, come through, Lord. Pass the offering tray. Networking is super important. And I'm going to tell you guys what my definition of networking is. Networking is not going to these events and passing out your business card, because I still don't know you, and you don't know who I am, and you don't know what I do, and you don't even know if I'm your target market. So you just wasted your 17-cent business card giving it to me. Okay. A real network is your net of friends, families, and colleagues working on your behalf in places where you are not. That is networking. That means your cousin knows what you do in a manner with which they can talk about it and refer you business. That means somebody at your job, if you've got a side hustle, they know what you do, and they can say, hey, you should reach out to Charles Johnson because he does X, Y, and Z, and he can help you do X, Y, and Z. That's networking. That means your net community is working on your behalf. They're referring you money. They're referring you business. They're talking about you in spaces and rooms and communities that you're not. If you don't have people that are doing that, then you're not networking right. I can refer business to Boyce. Boyce can refer business to me. We are in each other's network. We are working on each other's behalf. That is what networking is to me. That's how I define networking. It's my networking on my behalf in places where I'm not.
I like that a lot. I think that's so true. It took me a while to figure that out. Years after I finished business school, when I learned that it really isn't what you know, it really is who you know and who knows you and how they know you. If they know you as a qualified person who's clear, where your brand is clearly identified, that people know that you're good at what you do, they know what you do, and also you're a good, helpful human being, that's going to return a favor, then people will refer things to you. And I see it happen all the time. I mean, if you ever want to see yourself like build wealth, get into a group and be very helpful to a group of people that are all doing well. Next thing you know, you'll have more stuff going on than you can even imagine. Money will just kind of flow from everywhere. And it's a really beautiful thing to see happen. So find the right people to be around you. That's really important. Okay. So everybody, as we move forward to the next pitch, give me a yes or no in the chat if you're ready for the next pitch. Give me a yes if you'd like the next pitch. Also, take a second, please, and hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button yet, please take a second to do that. And also, if you could share this video to your social media, I would appreciate that very much. because we are trying to build and support Black-owned businesses. We do this every Monday night at 8 o'clock. It's Life's a Pitch. It is a Black-owned business pitch competition. And you can subscribe at financialjuneteenthtv.com. That's a great channel with all things Black economic liberation. It's very, very good. And so make sure you subscribe. And also, if you want to get text alerts when we do this, you can text the word voice to 31996, text voice to 31996. And you can follow Lene Javette on Instagram. What's your IG, Lene?
Everything is, my handle is I am Lene Javette. So I am, and then my name, or if you just look my name up, I'm the only me. I'm gonna come up.
All right. So I'm gonna put that up there so everybody can see it. I am Lene Javette. So follow Lene. Lene is an awesome person and a very smart, very, very smart Black woman. And I know everybody's excited about Kamala Harris and stuff like that, but I'll tell you what, there's some amazing Black women out here that I would say nobody, but a lot of you haven't heard of yet. And I really think it's important that we take some time to really just see all the talent that's out here. Okay, so let's go to the next pitch. Aubrey Artworks, Aubrey Artworks Photoshop. Is that what it says? Okay, so let's see here. Let me pull this up. All right, I'm pulling them up, and 5, 4, 3, 2. And here we go.
There's a method to my madness that's hard to explain, but I see it. My name is Aubrey Burgess, and my business is Aubrey Artworks. Aubrey Artworks is a consortium of various artists, different mediums, different backgrounds. We are a traveling art show, for lack of a better description, and we bring an art gallery experience in luxury living spaces and boutique hotels. I stand in one spot and I think the show through to see if it makes sense visually in what I'm seeing. So there's colors, there's themes, it's an experience. And I'm bringing you edgy, and I'm bringing you what I've asked the artists to do outside the box. Aubrey Artworks supports emerging artists and established artists, and I'm bringing you people that are part of the community. The quality is high, and the quality is different, and it's layered with textures and richness, and it's not going away. No, it's not going away.
Okay. So, Lene, what say you?
So, if you've been watching this show for any amount of time, you already know what I'm about to say. That was a commercial.
Yeah, it wasn't a pitch.
Not a pitch.
And as much as I loved it, I mean, the brother's definitely classy and clear and calm. He's a triple C. Those are the words that came to mind, right?
Yeah.
It was almost like I felt like he had a video on his website and was like, let me send it over here to Boyce and Lene and see if they'll just put it up on the show. It wasn't really like a pitch they did for the show, but I thought the business looked solid. But go ahead, I'll let you kind of do your.
Yeah. So okay, so I got my little handy dandy notebook. So the very first thing I wrote, commercial. Okay, the decent pitch. So if you watch this, you already know when I listen to the pitch, I'm listening to the pitch, even though my eyes are open and I'm looking at you. Mentally, my eyes are closed and I'm pretending like I'm standing in front of this person and they're pitching me. So if my eyes were closed and I was listening to the commercial from a pitch perspective, it was decent. It was a decent pitch from that perspective without the commercial piece of it. The thing is, this is why it gets to be difficult, because a pitch shouldn't be started and stopped. It shouldn't be edited. It shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? So even though I say it was a decent pitch, I know that they start and stopped and they strung that together. A pitch should be 60 to 90 seconds of straight talk, okay? The other thing was just, who is this for? It was a great commercial. It was great to tell me that this is what your business is, but who is it for? Is it for me? How do I use this business? Are you just letting me know what you do? So if you're in my town, I can come by? Like, I don't understand who this is for and how they're going to use it. And am I supposed to buy something from these artists, or am I just supposed to show up and look at their work? I just don't understand. There was no CTA or a call to action. I saw the website at the very end on the board. But again, if this was a true pitch and my eyes were closed, there was no call to action. There was no website. So it was It was really good if it was a commercial. but this is not life's a commercial. This is life's a pitch. So from a pitch perspective and from a commercial perspective, really, really good. But yeah.
Yeah, it was a nice commercial, but I think the thing about a commercial, I guess, is if your goal is to establish awareness, then he achieved that goal, right? Like you can run that ad on TV and people say, oh, there's a cool black dude who does art shows at fancy hotels. That's literally what would be going through my head. Like, okay, that's nice. If I ever see him, then great. But I reiterate, when he started off, and I think he started off like this, I was like, oh, I feel so peaceful right now. Like I feel like I can breathe better because because he's just, it's like looking at, he's like a Buddhist monk or something, like, and I thought that was cool, right? It set the tone for the whole atmosphere. Like you could see it being like this kind of cool place where you go there if you're a little bit bougie and you want to go get a glass of wine and walk around and look at the art and talk, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I can respect that. But I think you do get to, when you mentioned that it was a commercial, it was definitely a commercial, right? And also I didn't really connect with a call to action. I didn't have anything clear, like what I'm supposed to do. How can I help you? That's actually a question I ask a lot of people that pitch me things. I get pitched stuff and people will tell me everything about what they're doing. And most of the time, the biggest mistake people make is it takes a little bit too long for them to get to the point. But I can't talk, because sometimes I talk and I don't get to the point. Lene knows this. She talks to me. She's tortured on the phone when I'm talking to her, and I'm just like talking all over the place. So I'm not so mad about it. But that does matter, right? And then also besides being too long, it's not real clear on what they want me to do, right? So there's a point a lot of times where I say, okay, how can I help you, right? So I think that, a lot of times when you're talking to somebody about something that they're not aware of and you're informing them, you have to give that call to action to make it easy for them, because they're like, okay, you got my attention, now what? And if you don't know, if you're like, I don't know, then they're gonna be like, okay, well, I'm gonna go do something else, right? So always think about what you want people to do. And also on that little card at the end, I felt like the font was a little small. I was squinting to read it. I didn't know what that was. I didn't know if that was like an extra video that he had. Maybe he had the end thumbnail thing or something. But I was like, is that your URL? Because he didn't say it. It was just sort of there, and that part kind of threw me off. But then again, like you said, it was more of a commercial. So but it wasn't a bad video. It wasn't like, oh my God, how could you do this? This was terrible. It was just more like, okay, it's nice. It's not gonna be something that's gonna, help him make a bunch of money from the fact that he was on this platform, right? And like Tootie Cakes, he won't have half as much money as Tootie Cakes, because Tootie Cakes let you know exactly how to go buy their Tootie Cakes.
It's right. Ziggy and Tootie Cakes, Dr. Boyce. Ziggy and Tootie.
Oh, Ziggy and Tootie. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Ziggy and Tootie. Okay. Yeah. So Ziggy and Tootie, they were here last week, and you should have saw Ziggy and Tootie. It was amazing. All right, and it makes you proud of the kids. I think that's what it is. It's like you're always real excited when you see the babies like doing something awesome. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I think that's amazing. Okay. All right. So do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Lene, if you don't have any other points to make on this most recent pitch, I will move to the next one.
I don't, but I just want to address RG3 Fitness LLC real quick. She says, I don't think people really understand the difference between a commercial and a pitch. And I think that's a really good point to make. It's twofold, because of the way that we are doing the pitches, it could be there's a serious gray area, right? A normal pitch is a person standing in front of somebody else. They call it an elevator pitch, because usually you're in the elevator, you have from the first floor to the third floor. So like 30 to 90 seconds to pitch. So it's you speaking about your business in 30 to 90 seconds, articulately and clearly, so that somebody gets it. Okay. Now we're doing these via video. And so where that gray line is in the commercial is people want to put transitions in, and they want to put music in the background, and they want to, they're making it really pretty and commercial-esque. A commercial has breaks. It has transitions. You can start and stop. You can edit it. You can't do that with a pitch. If you are standing in front of Dr. Boyce or Oprah or Tyler Perry, you don't have time to do transitions and draw and try to make it make sense. You only have your words. And so the difference between a commercial and a pitch is straight talk, straight to the point, no whiteboard, no graphics, no nothing, just you communicating what your business is, what it does, who it's for, and how somebody can support it. A commercial is more of a sales ad, and you have a little bit more energy, time, efforts. You could do a whiteboard, you could do transitions, you could put music on, you could do a lower third. You could just do more with a commercial. So that's the difference between a commercial and a pitch. And again, because we're doing it in this format, it does kind of make it a little bit gray, but we've seen good pitches on this platform through this show so that people can get an idea of what a good pitch should look like.
Yes, absolutely. Excellent point. All right. So if you are ready, I can give out the next pitch.
Yes.
This is the Melanin Muscle Movement. So you got to love that already. All right. So here we go. Y'all ready? Put a yes in the chat if you're ready for the next pitch. And also, please hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button if you haven't done it yet. And if you want to catch us every week at 8 o'clock, where we do the pitch competition, you can actually subscribe at financialjuneteenth.tv.com, financialjuneteenth.tv.com, and also text the word Boyce to 31996, and you'll be on the text list. I can text you when we're about to get started so you know what's going on. And someone asked where you can submit pitches. If you go to allblackeconomics.com, not only will we give you a free e-copy of my book, but also you will be on the email list. That's the important part. You'll get free stuff from the Black Business School, free tips and information, but also you'll be notified when we do the shout out for people that want to pitch. And you can follow Lene at IamLeneJavette.com. So that's right there. So make sure you follow Lene on all her social media platforms. Okay, so here we go. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. I'm going to find this last pitch. And let's see here. Where is my brother at here? Let's see. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right. So I'm going to share the screen and make sure my audio's turned on here. And here we go.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Michael Parker Jr., and I'm the creator of the Melanin Muscle Movement. The Melanin Muscle Movement is a movement dedicated to saving the lives of melanated people from self-destructive habits such as inactivity and poor eating habits, with easy applicable tips on proper nutrition, physical activity, and lifestyle changes. One of my undeniable passions. As a personal trainer, a proud Black one, and sports nutritionist who has overcome obesity, asthma, and social anxiety, is to create a race of people who are respected for both their brains and brawn from choices made in the gym and the kitchen. I apply all this information in my book, Black and Strong, and on my Instagram page at Afro.Strength. I also create personalized nutrition programs and exercise programs based around your needs, your schedule, and your goal, and not just another cookie cutter program you can find anywhere on the internet. I also provide constructive support that is very much needed on this health journey. If you want to become part of the movement, be sure to check out my website at themelaninmusclemovement.com or on my Instagram page at Afro.Strength. Thank you, and until then, power to the people.
All right. So please give this brother a digital round of applause for his pitch. Everybody, put your comments in the chat, and I'll throw your comments on the screen so everybody can see them. Okay, Harlan says good pitch. Lene, what say you?
You know what? I think he did a good job. So I mean, there were some things that was a little bit off, but overall, I think he did a good job. So first of all, he was happy. He gave really good energy. He made me happy. Like watching him, I'm smiling like, dang, he got good energy. So I loved his energy. He was happy. He did a good job describing his business, what it does, who it's for. He gave his brand story, told you how he got to be where he is with regards to health and fitness. He told you what products he offered. So he even told you, depending on what you're looking for with regards to your health journey, he even gave you a description of the products that he offers. And this is, look at that, boom. And but the other thing is, he said, I'm not just another cookie cutter. So he also told you how he stands out from the competition. I was like, all right, come through then. He gave you his website. He had a CTA. He has little Brandon on the screen. I am not mad at your boy. Now, let me say this. I knew he was reading a script. Okay, now, I'm not mad at the reading of the script, but practice it so that you don't stumble over it. That's my only takeaway. Like, I saw you get caught up on the word. Like, just practice it so that you don't, so that we don't know you're reading the script. But you still did a good job with the reading of the script, okay? And then the other thing, this is just a little pet peeve of your girl. The fan and the light in the background, like the light over his head and the fan moving in, you know what I'm saying? Like that, it had me. But I say that to say this: if you were giving me a pitch face to face, the fan wouldn't have been there and the light wouldn't have been there. So that's like one of my that's just me being a little bit petty. But because of the way that we're doing these pitches, we see everything. So I see the fan coming through your little afro with the light. I can see that. But that's it. Overall, great pitch. I thought he did a great job.
Yeah, you know what? I like what my brother did. I love the first thing I jumped on in terms of noticing was, you know, his enthusiasm and his clear brand identity. You know, he didn't just speak with his words; he showed it with the imagery. He had the red, black, and green. He had, you know, the Africa. He was what I call blickety black. And I love that, you know, personally. Like, that says, okay, this is a guy I could be friends with. And so his energy was really good, very good brand clarity. He had a great brand story. He did a good job describing what you get and making it unique and clearly distinguishing himself from the crowd. Like this ain't cookie cutter. This is not typical. I like that a lot. And really, most importantly, which I thought was really cool, was it wasn't just a business. It's a movement, you know. And I think that's an important part of business, is that, you know, the what is almost never as important as the why. You know, if you describe the why accurately, then people will they'll fill in the gaps on the what. You know, like you know, if I give you a what and I don't give you a why, then that's like me giving you a cart but not giving you a horse to pull it, right? So the why is really important in terms of getting people to buy, you know, to really believe in what you're doing. And you got to believe it, of course. You don't want to be out here lying to people, but, you know, you got to know why are you doing that? Like, why did y'all get out of bed this morning? Why are you even here? Why are y'all, you know, why are you listening to us, right? You could be watching Basketball Wives or something, right? You could be, you know, I don't know, kicking it at the club, right? But you're here. Why, right? The why is typically personal, it's internal, and it's something that drives most of your behavior. So I thought the brother did good there. I did notice a little bit of that hesitation. I did too feel like he was reading from a script a little bit. And my thought was, when I was watching, I said, maybe he should have practiced that a couple times, right? Like, a lot of times we want to do stuff on the first take, and all of us make this mistake. I know I do. You know, you want to knock it out on the first take, but maybe the first take ain't the right take, you know? And so I feel like if he had practiced it maybe 2 or 3 times more, he could have really nailed it, because he did a good job of, like, I'm not going to question his blackness. He made that 100% clear. And people that know, you know, like, so what happens is, when you do that and you're clear about who you are, your people will find you. Okay. So Lene, do you have any more thoughts on this?
No, I thought he did a really good job. I'm really happy, really pleased. So yeah, I'm good on that one.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're now going to vote. Before we vote, what I'm going to do, 2 things. One, I'm going to show each pitch again and see if there are any parting thoughts. And number 2, I'm going to give you guys the link which is on my Twitter page, where you can go there and you can vote for the winner for tonight. I'll give you guys the link in 1 second in the chat. Actually, let me try to see if I can pop it in there, and let me know if you all got this link. I'm popping it in there right now. So you can actually vote there. And then third, I would like for you all to consider doing a cash mob, or not even a cash mob, a wealth mob on these Black-owned businesses. That means give them some feedback, give them wealth through feedback, encouragement, maybe some free advertising. Share their link on your social media. The link If you go to financialjuneteenth.tv.com, the link is in the description. You can share the business. There's a description and a link for all the businesses, including the businesses that actually made it as finalists. We actually went through about 5 or 6 that almost made it. We only can do 3 per show. So maybe share all of that on your page, because remember, these businesses, they need our support. Black people need Black people, because who else? If we don't support Black-owned businesses, who will? If we don't support our own, who's going to do it? And the truth is that there's fewer of us. And then if you really narrow it down to Black people who truly love Black people, that's an even smaller group. That's a niche on top of a niche on top of a niche. So they're pitching to a niche on a niche on a niche. So a niche pitch means that that we're gonna have to outmuscle the world, meaning that we're gonna have to be a little more enthusiastic than everybody else. We're gonna have to, try a little bit harder. So if everybody in the chat could just give me a verbal confirmation, yes, that you can at least share the link for these businesses on your page. If you like the product, go ahead and buy something from them. I mean, Christmas is coming. We might as well support our own, right? Why not support our own before we support everybody else? And if you don't like the business, at least give them some free advertising feedback. Explain why you're not going to buy from the business, so maybe they can do better, or maybe give them an idea of a product they can offer or something like that. Okay, so do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, and if Lene has no objections, I'm going to go back to the first pitch of Vernell Edwards, the health coach, and run that again. You ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right, so here we go. All right, everybody hit the thumbs up button while I share the screen. Okay, let's see here. Okay, there she is. All right, Vernell. Okay, I'm opening up the page now. Let's go back to the
Hi,
beginning.
my name is Vernell Edwards, and I'm the owner of Black Women's Health and Life Coach Services. Over 15 years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer and was able to successfully eradicate it without the need for surgery, radiation, or chemo, using essential oils and all holistic health measures. I teach other women to live healthy and to live their most optimal life, both physically, mentally, and spiritually. Most recently, I was laid off from 2 jobs, but I had the great opportunity to join an online course creation class. And I just completed my first online course entitled 5 Milestones to the Transformed You, where I take my 20 plus years of knowledge as a health coach, as well as an aerobic instructor, and also as a spiritual person who leads others in growing their optimal strength within them. And I have culminated all of that into a course and into 5 milestones to help people get over their challenges and live their best possible life outcomes. The course launched on October 3rd, and currently I have 5 students, and I'm looking forward to building the course and continuing this journey of helping others. Thank you.
All right, Lene, any parting thoughts on Miss Vernell?
No, I still feel the exact same way. Again, I still thought it was, I love her story. I love her journey. Just some of those tweaks. I did notice the dressers in the background, which I noticed the first time, and they didn't bother me until you pointed them out. Now that was like, oh yeah, I probably shouldn't have the dressers back there. But overall, I still thought it was good. Just, the tweaks that we had already previously mentioned.
Okay. All right. So now let's go to Aubrey. Let's see here. Aubrey's artwork and photo shoot. Let's see, share the screen. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and, oh, well, you know what? I'm going to hit play and then I'll enlarge it. I'm trying not to mess it up.
There's a method to my madness that's hard to explain, but I see it. My name is Aubrey Burgess, and my business is Aubrey Artworks. Aubrey Artworks is a consortium of various artists, different mediums, and different backgrounds. We are a traveling art show, for lack of a better description, and we bring an art gallery experience in luxury living spaces and boutique hotels. I stand in one spot and I think the show through to see if it makes sense visually in what I'm seeing. So there's colors, there's themes. It's an experience. I'm bringing you edgy, and I'm bringing you what I've asked the artists to do outside the box. Aubrey Artwork supports emerging artists and established artists, and I'm bringing you people that are part of the community, And the quality is high, and the quality is different, and it's layered with textures and richness, and it's not going away. No, it's not going away.
Any parting thoughts on that?
Still don't know what's not going away. Still don't know exactly what I'm supposed to do. So I feel the same way I felt the first time I watched it. But here's the thing. It's funny that we do this because sometimes we do see something different. But no, feel the same way.
Yeah, I thought it was. I think the second time I watched it, I understood a little bit better, where it's almost like he seemed to feel that he's representing the artists, right? And he's kind of saying to the community, like, look, these are artists that are here and they're unique and you should come out and see them. But you're right, though. I think the missing call to action kind of made it a little bit tough to figure out, what should I do next? Like, I like that. This is great. What should I do? And the website was there, right? Yeah. So I kind of agree with Cafe CEO, who says he didn't show how we can support it. Let me see here. I understood his better the second time around. Yeah, Charles, I tend to do that too. Like the second time I see it, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now, right? And I think that's what the issue is that, in that pitch, you got to make sure they see it the first time, because you only get that one chance to make that first impression. Elaine said something. Elaine said that Dr. Boy, she looks like your next Black Nubian queen for the show with Vicky. So you are a Black Nubian queen, Lene.
Thank you, Miss Elaine. Thank you, Miss Elaine. Thank you, Queen Elaine. Yeah. I apologize. Thank you, Queen.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Yes, she is a queen. So let's see here, both of y'all. So let's see. I'm so proud of her and how she healed herself naturally. Oh, she's speaking about the sister that healed. Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. All right. So next pitch, and after we get done, I'm going to give you guys a link again to go vote. I hope everybody will vote. They always say vote or die, rock the vote. So we got to vote. I don't care if you voted for Biden or Trump, but you got to vote for your own. So vote for Black people. And I'm going to give you guys the link to vote, and you can go right to the Twitter and vote. And then I will let you guys know tonight who the winner is of the pitch competition. So here is the last pitch. Let me see if I can do this right. Okay. Here we go. All right. Share audio. Okay, I'm gonna try to enlarge this before I play it. So let me see if I can do this without messing it up. Okay, let's see.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Michael Parker Jr., and I'm the creator of the Melanin Muscle Movement. The Melanin Muscle Movement is a movement dedicated to saving the lives of melanated people from self-destructive habits such as inactivity and poor eating habits, with easy applicable tips on proper nutrition, physical activity, and lifestyle changes. One of my undeniable passions as a personal trainer, a proud Black one, and sports nutritionist who has overcome obesity, asthma, and social anxiety is to create a race of people who are respected for both their brains and brawn from choices made in the gym and the kitchen. I apply all this information in my book, Black and Strong, and on my Instagram page at Afro.Strength. I also create personalized nutrition programs and exercise programs based on your needs, your schedule, and your goal, and not just another cookie cutter program you can find anywhere on the internet. I also provide constructive support that is very much needed on this health journey. If you want to become part of the movement, be sure to check out my website at themelaninmusclemovement.com or on my Instagram page at Afro.Strength. Thank you, and until then, out to the people.
All right. So everybody who's watching, first of all, before we make our last comments on this, give a digital round of applause to all the participants. Some of them are actually in the audience right now watching, and I think it takes a lot of courage to get out here and do this in front of everybody. So give them a digital round of applause. Just say, way to go, congratulations. This is important. We must encourage the things that we want to see in our community. So we can't just get excited when a Black person gets a job. We got to get more excited, 10 times more excited when they liberate themselves and start a business, right? So jobs are cool, but I think being a CEO is at least as good. I personally think it's better, but hey, I'm not judging. The other thing too is I'm sharing the link right now to go to the Twitter page where you can vote. You should be able to see it. If you can't see it or you don't get the link, put something in the chat and I will try to get it to you directly if I can. But you should see the link to go vote on the Twitter. And I will announce, once we get done, I will announce who the winner is. So Lene, what say you? Any final thoughts on these wonderful pitches?
I still thought he did a really, really good job. The only thing I noticed on the second time that I did not catch the first time is the name of the movement is the Melanin Muscle Movement, but the Instagram was Afro Strength. So I always say this: try to make sure that your business name and your social media that they match. You want to make sure that there's some brand consistency, some brand cohesion. So you don't want to be the Melanin Muscle here, and then I go to Instagram or Twitter or Facebook to go look for you under the Melanin Muscle, and it's something completely different. So try to make sure that there's brand cohesion from your Facebook to your Instagram to your Twitter. When I'm coaching or I'm helping a business set themselves up, if they give me their handle, we go look at it. Is it available on Twitter? Is it available on Facebook? Is it available on YouTube? Is it, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be on the Breakfast Club and somebody says, or even, for example, when you ask me and you say, Lene, how can people find you? Well, on Instagram, it's I am Lene Javette. On Twitter, it's Javette Get Down. On Facebook, it's, Low Lene Javette. Like, that's too much. Where do we find you? I am Lene Javette. On Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope, whatever it is, it's I am Lene Javette. So try to make sure that there's some cohesion between your business name and your handles.
I think that's important too, because remember, when you're talking about your business, you're going to be on different platforms, and there's nothing worse than like to go on the radio on a big show and you've got a URL that's like go to get it every day on the Tuesday.us/help/94226. Like, you don't want to do all of that because people are going to mess up your URL and they're not going to have any ability to find out who you are or where you are, right? So if you're real quick, real simple, real easy, then people aren't going to misspell it and people will know how to find you. Yeah, a lot of just that seamless ability to support you or to buy your product is one of those things where a lot of people lose a lot of money because they don't even have that set up. They make it really hard to find them and they make it really hard to buy. And so one of the first things I give it, when I share advice with business owners is make it easy for people to give you their money. If you make it hard, then some people will go through the pain to do it, but some people are gonna, say, nah, I tried. I tried for 3 minutes and I got bored, so I left. Right. So everybody, do me a favor, make sure you vote. I just shared the link a couple of times. Make sure you vote. If you don't vote, you don't count. If you don't vote, you can't complain. Your ancestors died for you to have the right to vote.
Oh, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
I can't help it. But all seriousness though, if everybody could vote, that would be good. Give me a yes in the chat if you have voted. It's right there on Twitter. My Twitter is Dr. Boyce Watkins 1. I shared the link, but actually what I'll do is I'll put my Twitter right here in the chat in case you can't click on the link or something like that. So if you voted, go to Dr. Boyce Watkins 1 and you can vote. And right now, based on the votes that have been submitted, the Melanin Muscle Movement is winning at 73%. Vernell Edwards Coaching has 20% of the votes, and Aubrey Artworks has 6.7% of the votes. So right now, Melanin Muscle Movement is way out in the lead. And so, Lene, I guess before we bounce out of here, do you have any parting thoughts about any of what you saw today, or what did we learn today? Everybody type something in the chat about what you learned. Go ahead, Lene.
So just a couple of things. The first one is, please keep making your submissions. Please keep submitting. Please keep submitting. If you have submitted and you do not see or have not seen your business come up, that could be for one of a couple of reasons. Number one, we only do 3 at a time. So if you were not in our 3 tonight, you might be one of our 3 next week. That could be one reason. Number 2, please, please, please make sure that when you do submit your business, you have to have a video. If you don't have a video, there's no pitch for us to watch. Okay. So please make sure you're submitting with a video so that we actually can watch your pitch. Number 3, if you send it to me in my email or you send it to Dr. Boyce in his email, it doesn't count. We're not going to see it. because you didn't apply the proper way. So please make sure that you are submitting your pitches properly so that we can see them, so that we can help you, we can represent you, we can show your pitches online, and we can push wealth to you. Now, that's the one thing I wanted to say. What did I learn tonight? Just that, and really this is not something that I learned, it's just reinforced that Black people are amazing. Black business owners are amazing. We are resilient. We are beautiful people. We are innovative. We have great businesses. We're out here doing the work. We are not lazy. Like, and I already knew that. It just reiterated it for me. Every Monday night that we do this, I am breathed. Well, fresh air is rebreathed into my body and reminds me why I do this. Why do I show up? Why do I serve my community? Elaine Jackson had put a post earlier that says, why do Black people only position their business to Black businesses? And I wanted to speak on that because I have an opinion on it. And I don't know if it's a popular opinion or unpopular, but I feel like as Black business owners, we need to diversify the types of businesses that we have. We cannot only have restaurants, hair shops, nail shops. Like, we have to diversify. We need more tech companies. We need more plumbing and electronics, and we need more, refrigeration. Like, we need to diversify the businesses that we have so that we create businesses that not only sell to Black people, but that sell to the world. Create businesses that sell products, goods, and services to everybody, and then use those funds to come back and fund our community, fund our programs, employ people. So I in one breath do agree with Elaine, where we have to diversify our businesses so that we can sell to our community, to ourselves, but also to other people. We need to have businesses where we can sell to other people, because we want to then take those funds and bring those funds back to our community. So diversifying our businesses is super important. That's another reason why what we do, I personally feel is critical, because we're helping businesses be able to better communicate their business so that people that are not in our community better understand it, but also so that people in our community can understand it. We just want to make sure that you are communicating your business in a manner where nobody is confused, because confused buyers don't buy.
I think that's great information. And I want everybody to know that the polls are going to close in approximately 30 seconds. So if you haven't voted, I'm going to put it right here. You can vote here, right here on Twitter. Here's the link. And then I will announce the winner after I give you 10 seconds to go vote. So here we go. Let's see here. So Game City says, is that Dr. Voice? He's stupid. Oh, man. Why we got to have buffoons up in here like that? But I like to expose them as the dummies that they are, right? Because we move in this train no matter what. Dr. Claude Anderson actually describes powernomics to mean the ability to pursue your agenda despite the opposition of others. Despite the opposition of others, it's like the way a basketball team shows its power is they score points despite the fact the other team is playing defense. So here's the deal: when you talk about Black-owned business, when you talk about building Black Wall Street, remember when we built the first Black Wall Street, they burned it down. They burned it down, right? They came in and did horrible things. They came in with guns and did terrible things to the people that were there. And so here's the deal, right? As we're building Black Wall Street again, they're going to try to burn it down again. It's going to happen. Right? Somebody's going to come and try to take your wealth. You have to be able to protect that. But that doesn't mean you don't build. That doesn't mean you don't prepare. That doesn't mean you don't plan and build for the future. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to build. And here's the deal. With Black-owned businesses, we've got to really, really reinforce a culture of entrepreneurship and building, because a lot of our businesses, one limitation that we have, one thing we're overcoming in this generation is a lot of Black-owned businesses have one really hardworking employee, right? And that employee is also the CEO, the secretary. They're working in the mailroom. They're the middle manager. So they're having meetings of one person every day and running the business as one person every day. And businesses, if you look at some of the biggest businesses out here, Apple, $1 trillion company. They've got hundreds of thousands of employees, hundreds of thousands of people all working together, right? You look at Amazon. I don't know how many employees they have, but I know when they do a hiring rush, they'll literally say, we're going to go hire 100,000 people in the next quarter, right? So that's what we're growing into. And so that means that as we're as we're developing the culture of entrepreneurship, it's going to take time, right? We also have to develop cultures that are consistent with creating firm economic soil. And what does that mean? That means supporting members of our family who start businesses, right? Buying from them, encouraging them, telling them it's going to be okay, you can do this, right? And then also helping them get training that they need, training our kids at an early age to run businesses, learning how to delegate and maintain relationships. Because if I can maintain a good relationship with you, and we're partners working together, then we can delegate things to each other and we can get more done. So that was my journey, right? I had, I was a slave. Like we all kind of start off with a little bit of that slave thing going on. And so my goal was to work as hard as I can. I work 40 hours a week, then 50 hours a week, then 60 hours a week, then 80 hours a week. And then I was like, no, to really run a business, I got to be able to work 1,000 hours a week. But you can't physically do that as one person. That means you need a team. You need a team of people, right? So if you got 20 people all working 40 hours a week, well, now you're doing 800 hours a week. Now you're getting somewhere. Now you're producing something. Now you're getting things done. So you want to have your children thinking in that mindset of the development of systems and teams, and which requires, a lot of interpersonal skill that goes beyond just going to business school, but it's rewarding when you do it right. Okay, so let's aim for that. Let's build that. We can do that, and that's what it is. Okay, guys. So I gave you guys the link to vote one more time. So voting is now closed. So the winner, drum roll, please, Lene. I need a drum roll. You got a drum roll. There you go. The winner is Melanin Muscle Movement, who hauled in 61.9% of the votes. So he got more votes than Donald Trump, and so he is the winner, and we declare him the winner. And Vernell Edwards Coaching is number 2 at 23.8% of the vote, and Aubrey Artworks is third with 14.3% of the vote. So there we go. So Melanin Muscle Movement's our winner. I kind of knew it. I kind of thought that in the beginning. I said, okay. I saw the pictures. I said, yeah, this brother's going to represent. He's going to be the winner tonight. Is that what you were thinking?
Is he the first brother to win?
Is he the what?
Is he the first brother to win?
Yes, he is.
Oh, come through.
So he just made Black history, y'all.
I'm not here for you tonight with all the jokes.
Yeah, he's like Martin Luther the King. So everybody give it up for Martin Luther King, my brother from the Melanin Muscle Movement, who won tonight. Congratulations to his brother, and I hope you will support the businesses. Anywhere you're watching the businesses, the information is right there in the chat. Support these businesses. Remember, we need players in the game. We don't want any observers. Everybody's empowered. Everybody's a Black leader in here. This is not where you sit back and watch us do what we're going to do. Everybody can do a little bit of something. So if you could, take the link maybe to this video, share it to your social media. Doesn't cost you anything, very easy to do. Or support one of the businesses. Go visit their website. Share the link on your page. And then maybe support the business if you want to. And definitely make sure you follow Lene at I am Lene Javette. And also, you can subscribe to financialjuneteenth.tv.com. We have financial Black wealth related content that goes up every single day. We're all about Black wealth building, and we really, really get it done. And also, if you would like to submit a pitch or be on the list where we inform you when we need pitches, go to allblackeconomics.com. We don't always send out requests for pitches because honestly, we have so many that we get a little bit backlogged. But once we kind of get through the ones we have, we then send out another email and say, hey, we're open for pitches if people want to submit. So we're going to do this every Monday night at 8 o'clock. And so Black-owned business, that is the wave of the future. Let's make our community great again. All right, guys, thank you very much. Take care. And thanks a lot, Lene. I appreciate the chance to see you as well.
Yeah.
And all right, we shall see y'all soon. Bye-bye.